Good evening. It is 6:31 p.m., September 13th, 2023, and the meeting of the Urban Design Commission will now come to order. May we please have a roll call?
Monica Sullivan.
Here.
Edith McKee.
Here.
Ali Gordy.
Here.
Julia Foland.
Here.
Ali Nanello.
Here.
Ryan Lucas.
Here.
Trevor Strait.
Here.
Mark Cox is excused. You have a quorum.
Thank you. May we get a motion to approve the minutes from July 12th and August 9th, 2023? It has been moved by Commissioner Foland and seconded by Commissioner Gordy. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Next, we'll move on to special order of business. Are there any disclosures?
Through the chair, I would like to disclose that I was absent on the August 9th meeting, 2023. And this is Commissioner Ryan Lucas. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any objections to Commissioner Lucas? Hearing none there, you are directed to participate. Are there any other disclosures?
Yes, Chair, this is Commissioner Strait. I was absent. I was not yet seated, I should say, on the commission for the July 12th meeting. However, I've gone back and watched the recording of that meeting.
Thank you. Are there any objections to Commissioner Strait participating? Hearing none, you are directed to participate, Commissioner. Thank you. Are there any other disclosures?
I have worked with Ron, this is Commissioner Foland, worked with Ron Thompson in the past, and I'm about to work with him on a new project, but I have no interest personally or financially or any knowledge about the case this evening.
Thank you. May I please get a motion to direct Commissioner Foland to participate? It's been moved by Commissioner Gordy and seconded by Commissioner Lucas. Is there any other discussion?
Yes, I was absent for case...
Monica, wait.
Oh, no, sorry.
Is there any other discussion regarding Commissioner Foland's disclosure? Hearing none, may we please vote to direct Commissioner Foland to participate in case 2023-0089. Oh, sorry, I was counting. The motion has passed. Commissioner Foland, please participate in case 2023-0089. Are there any other disclosures?
Yes. I was absent in case MSPR Ankle Lutheran School case, so I would like to not participate.
Thank you.
No.
So if there are no other disclosures, yeah, I was trying to clear the board. Okay, thank you. If there are no other disclosures, we'll move on to the consent agenda. What? Oh, God. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah, right there. I forgot to put that one on there, okay. So do I just follow that format? So do I need to do anything? Just mention it. Hold on.
Next informational item is the 1% for art, and this one has some information.
Okay, so just ask for staff report. Some information.
I haven't, you can call on me because I can say like a 30-second thing of what it's about.
Okay. So just that, okay. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, I needed to clarify something on the agenda. So we won't be moving on to the consent agenda just yet. There is a special order of business with a notice of public art selection, and we do have some information to supplement what's on the agenda from staff.
Chair Mickey, I can speak to this memorandum. It's just an information item. Gideon Geralt, he has the position with the municipality. He curates he's the curator of public art, and he also oversees the 1% for Art program. He sends this just to inform the Urban Design Commission of art selections. So this one is just informing the commission that there's been a selection for public art at the Anchorage Museum Transit stop. This one, the idea is it's an augmented reality, so like you can interact with it with your phone. And I just know a little bit about this because I serve on the Public Art Committee as a staff representative. So it's just an informational item on that art installation for the commission.
Thank you. So now we will move on to the consent agenda. May we have a motion to approve resolutions 2023-004 and 2023-005 on the consent agenda? It's been moved by Commissioner Gordy and seconded by Commissioner Lucas. Would anybody like to pull an item from the consent agenda for discussion or corrections? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved. Next, we'll move on to public hearings. I'll read the public process. The procedure by which the public may speak to the Urban Design Commission at its meetings is: 1, after the staff presentation is completed on public hearing items, the chair will ask for public testimony on the issue. 2, persons who wish to testify will follow the time limits established in the Urban Design Commission Rules of Procedure. Petitioners, including his, her, their representatives, have 10 minutes. Rebuttal by the petitioner may be allowed when time has been reserved. Representatives, groups, community councils, PTAs, etc. have 5 minutes, and individuals have 3 minutes. 3, when your testimony is complete, you may be asked questions by the commission. You may only testify once on any issue unless questioned by the commission. 4, any party of interest wishing to appeal shall first file with the planning director within 7 days of the commission's decision made on the record a written notice of intent to appeal in accordance with AMC 21.03.050A.4A. Commission recommendations to the Anchorage Assembly are not appealable. Following approval of the written findings of fact and decision, any party of interest may, within 20 days, file an appeal by filing a notice of appeal and paying the appeal fee and deposit in accordance with Section 21.03.050. The notice of appeal must be filed with the planning director on a form prescribed by the municipality. If the appellant is not the applicant, the appellant's notice of appeal shall include proof of service on the applicant. With respect to case 2023-0089, may we have staff's presentation, please?
Yes, thank you, Chair McKee. The petitioner is requesting 3 design variances for properties along West 35th Avenue. The variance requests are for no sidewalk along West 35th Avenue when one is required, a 6-foot fence along West 35th Avenue when only a 4-foot fence is allowed, and no site perimeter landscaping along West 35th Avenue when L1 visual enhancement landscaping is required. The overarching rationale for the 3 variance requests is that West 35th Avenue is constructed and functions like an alley instead of a street. While there were no objections from reviewing agencies to the variance requests, no comments were received from members of the public or the Spenard Community Council. The department finds all 8 review criteria are met for each of the variances for the Urban Design Commission to approve of them. I will briefly summarize the criteria from the staff report. Criterion A is met. The proposed alternatives achieve the intent of the subject design standard to the same or better degree. While West 35th Avenue is not classified as an alley in official planning documents, it does function as one. There are other nearby sidewalks that provide primary access to commercial businesses in the area. Criterion B is met. The proposed alternatives achieve the goals and policies of the comprehensive plan to the same or better degree than the subject standard. Criterion C is met. The proposed alternatives result in benefits to the community that are equivalent to or better than compliance with the subject standard. The fence height increase may provide some benefits to the trailer park that is to the north by buffering them from commercial uses. And adding the sidewalk is not reasonable because a continuous sidewalk along West 35th Avenue would require the demolition of the existing buildings. Other properties along West 35th Avenue also do not have landscaping. The municipal traffic department also supported the variance requests. Criterion D is met. The variances will not adversely affect the use of adjacent property. West 35th Avenue will still provide secondary and loading access for the adjacent properties. Criterion E is met. The variances do not change the character of the B3 district and are in keeping with the intent of code. Criterion F is met. The variances are not related to ADA accessibility or reasonable accommodation. Criterion G is met. The variances do not adversely affect public health, safety, and welfare. And criterion H is met. The variances do not relate to signs. Please note that there are 3 variance requests, so a separate motion should be made for each variance, so a total of 3 motions tonight, should the commission wish to do that. The department recommends in case 2023-0089 the following, which is 1, approval of a variance from Anchorage Municipal Code. I won't read it's Title 21, Chapter 7, Section 60E2F, to eliminate the required sidewalk along the secondary frontage of West 35th Avenue, subject to conditions 1 and 2 on page 5 of the staff report. 2, approval of the variance from Anchorage Municipal Code, Title 21, Chapter 7, Section 80HC, to allow a 6-foot fence in the secondary frontage setback along West 35th Avenue, subject to conditions 1 and 2 on page 5 of the staff report. And 3, approval of the variance from Anchorage Municipal Code, Title 21, Chapter 7, Section 8, Section 880E1, Table 21.7, minimum site perimeter landscaping by abutting district or street, to allow for the removal of site perimeter landscaping along West 35th Avenue, subject to conditions 1 and 2 on page 5 of the staff report. That's a summary of my staff report. I'm available for questions, and the petitioner's representatives are also in the audience tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of staff? Okay. Will the petitioner please come forward? Please state and spell your name for the record.
Hi, my name's Ron Thompson, R-O-N, and then T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N.
You will have 10 minutes to present. Would you like to reserve any of your time for rebuttal?
Yeah, I'm not going to say a whole lot except for thanking the staff for working with me on this one. They understood that it was a difficult scenario. We had to file for the variance. There's no other alternative for doing this. But I think, as you can see in their report, they covered everything that I felt was important. And I think it's obvious that this property is in a lot better shape than what it was as an escort service for many, many years. So, and you know, although the old planning director, Michelle, wanted to be able to approve it, there was really no mechanism to be able to administratively approve it. So that's why we're here today. That's all I really wanted to say. It seems to make a common sense approach to a problem based upon the code for this type of situation in this location anyway.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the petitioner? Okay, hearing none, we will open the hearing to public testimony. Is there anyone wishing to testify? I'm not seeing anyone, so I will ask the petitioner if you would like to use your remaining time. The petitioner has declined to use his remaining time. If there are there any more questions from the commission for the petitioner or for staff? There was no additional questions, so the public hearing is now closed. The matter now rests with the body. We will move and vote on each variance individually. May we have a motion to approve in case 2023-0089 a variance from AMC 21.07.060E.2.f to eliminate the required sidewalk along the secondary frontage of West 35th Avenue, subject to conditions 1 and 2 shown on page 5 of the staff report. It's been moved by Commissioner Lucas. Mover, would you please state your motion?
Commissioner Lucas, I, through the chair, move to approve the requested design variance for AMC 21.07.060E.2F to eliminate the required sidewalk. Per the request, and it looks like the parcel of the property, it makes sense that sidewalk is not needed, so I motion to approve that.
The motion has been seconded by Commissioner Sullivan. Commissioner Lucas, would you please speak to your motion?
Commissioner Lucas, I'm supporting this resolution to approve because it meets all of the requirements of the code in order to have the sidewalk eliminated.
Thank you. Commissioner Sullivan, would you speak to your second?
Yes, I would like to support the motion. There's no way you could add the sidewalks. There's sidewalks, adjacent streets with the sidewalks, and I think they cannot do a demolition of the building to add the sidewalk. So it's a no-brainer to support the motion.
Are there any other commissioners wishing to speak to the motion and/or add findings? If there is no further discussion, may we have a vote on case 2023-0089, the variance to eliminate the required sidewalk along the secondary frontage of West 35th Avenue.
Commissioner Donallo, how do you vote?
Yes, in favor. That's right.
Thank you.
Variance 1 has passed with a vote of 7 in favor. We'll move on to the next one. May we have a motion to approve in case 2023-0089 a variance to allow a 6-foot fence in the secondary frontage setback along West 35th Avenue? It's been moved by Commissioner Sullivan. Would you please state your motion?
I move in case 2023-0089 to approve a variance from AMC 2107080 H3C to allow a 6-foot fence in the secondary frontage setback along West 35th Avenue, subject to conditions 1 and 2.
Thank you. It's been seconded by Commissioner Gordy. Commissioner Sullivan, would you please speak to your motion?
Yes, I think it does help the neighbors, and that's kind of separates the commercial from the residential, and I think that's great. So I just support the motion, yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Gordy, would you like to speak to your second?
Yes. I agree with Commissioner Sullivan's assessment. I think it's very much in character with the adjacent properties on West 35th Avenue. I also find that it meets items A through H of 2103-240G, the approval criteria for a variance. And I think that pretty much covers it on this variance. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any other commissioners wishing to speak to the motion and/or add findings? Seeing as there is no further discussion, may we have a vote on case number 2023-0089 regarding the variance to the to allow a 6-foot fence in the secondary frontage setback along West 35th Avenue.
Commissioner Donallo, how do you vote?
Yes, in favor.
Thank you.
With regards to case 2023-0089, variance number 2 has passed with a vote of 7 yes. And now we'll move on to the next one. May we have a motion to approve in case 2023-0089 a variance to the minimum site perimeter landscape by abutting district or street to allow removal of site perimeter landscaping along West 35th Avenue. It's been moved by Commissioner Sullivan. Would mover please state your motion?
I move in case 2023-0089 to approve a variance from AMC 210708 0E1, Table 21072, minimum site perimeter landscape by abutting district or street to allow removal of site perimeter landscape along West 35 Avenue, subject to conditions 1 and 2 shown on page 5 of the staff report.
Thank you. That's been seconded by Commissioner Lucas. Commissioner Sullivan, would you please speak to your motion?
I think there's no room for the landscape. If we add the landscape, it will displace the business probably. So the land is very small.
Thank you. Commissioner Lucas, would you please speak to your second?
Yes, I would like to add that perimeter landscaping along West 35th does not make sense. It's better to have more business usage of the land. And just like the other improvements, I believe that this is a no-brainer. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other commissioners wishing to speak to the motion and/or add findings? Okay. Seeing as there's no further discussion, may we have a vote on case number 2023-0089 regarding the third variance, which is a minimum site perimeter landscaping by abutting district or street to allow removal of site perimeter landscaping along West 35th Avenue.
Commissioner Nell, how do you vote?
Yes, in favor.
Thank you.
So in case 2023-0089, the third variance has passed with a vote of 7 in favor and 0 against. Thank you. So next we'll be moving on to our next items on the agenda, which we don't have any, so it's adjournment. Could I please get a motion to adjourn? It's been moved by Commissioner Gordy and seconded by Commissioner Foland. Are there any objections?
No, but I have a question to the staff. Why do we have roads that don't comply, not called an alley? I mean, why is that? Oh, yeah, I can speak afterwards. Let's adjourn.
Are there any objections? Okay, hearing none, the meeting is adjourned at 6:59 p.m. Thank you.
Can I